Hey, this is Dan from NexGen Music with another episode of our GENCAST series. Today we're catching up with Catherine and Sal from label artist group Mitad, who join us live from their respective home bases in Southend and Watford, UK. How you doing, guys?
Good, thank you.
Good, thank you.
Yeah, feeling good.
So how did you come together as an artist duo, and how would you describe your music?
Well, I'll let Sal start because he was the one who sort of found me in a way. We found each other.
I was looking for a vocalist to create an EDM project. I went through a website called starnow.com, and I've been calling an auditions, had a few response, and I finally found Catherine, the best auditions I actually had from five people. Music-wise, we are into proper EDM miscellaneous, so from hard house to deep house to drum and bass.
Yeah, I just came across Sal's audition on Star Now, and I had a modelling profile up initially, and then I thought, no, I'm going to go for the music like I always should. I auditioned and fortunately managed to get the spot, so I was really grateful for that. And confidence-wise, I had no confidence at the time, so it was really good confidence boost to get shortlisted for that and then get through. So yeah, and I agree with Sal. We're quirky. Our music's really quirky. It's unique. I'd say it's really diverse as well. You know, we've got different generations, different influences coming in. So it's just, I think it's really different to what anyone's really heard before.
So why did you choose the name Mitad?
Well, initially, Sal told me this name, Mitad, and I was like, what on earth does that mean? And it's actually a term known in Spanish for half. And when he told me the meaning, or I looked it up, I was like, do you know what? This is perfect because we're two halves. We'd never met. We were creating music from two different places in England. And I was doing the vocals in my university bedroom at the time. Sal was doing all the backing stuff in his room, in his house. And we were sending it to each other. And I just thought that really makes sense because we're two halves coming together to make one whole piece of music.
In 2019, we released your debut EP project, Fighting with Fire, which was very well received, so much so that you were invited to BBC Studios for an interview by Danny and Jaguar to appear on their BBC Introducing show. Tell us a little bit about how that project came together.
Yeah, so Sal and I were just recording so many different songs at the time, and I was just writing lyrics like fury. There was no order to it. It was all about problems going on in the world at the time and problems we went through separately. And then we just sort of picked the best of the bunch and made an EP out of it. And we called it Fighting with Fire because there was a lot of issues going on with a lot of people hurting people. I won't go into the whole detail of it. And things I've always said is fighting fire with more fire just creates even more fire, so a catastrophe. So, for example, with war, you know, one country fighting against another country is not going to solve anything. It's just going to create more catastrophe. So I wrote about it, and we thought the name of the EP should be Fighting with Fire because it was an umbrella term for all of the other songs, really. A catastrophe in our lives, catastrophe of what was going on in the world. It was a lot about relationships and my past relationship at the time, and a lot of world issues as well. So it could have been applied to anything, really.
It came all naturally all together, a great mix of vibes.
Right.
And we were just used to be played on BBC Introducing. That was amazing, and I'll never take that moment for granted. That it was an amazing moment to experience, and whoever listened to it, I hope they enjoyed it. And that's all I think both of us want to get out of music in general. Whoever listens to it, I just hope that they can feel relatable and hope it brings them joy or some sense of comfort.
We are currently working on your second EP project entitled Normal, which you've delayed releasing this year due to the very not normal situation with the coronavirus pandemic. How have you both been coping during the pandemic, and has that affected your creativity in any way?
Yeah, so the pandemic was obviously a curveball, but I think because Sal and I were already separate anyway, we were quite lucky in the sense that it didn't really affect our music making ability. We're used to being apart and isolated when we make our music, so that was lucky. Um, and I think that it made us more creative, if anything, because one, you've got something else to write about. Two, um, it was something to do. You know, I can get in the studio. Well, I couldn't actually get in the studio. That's a lie. That was it's at my parents' house. But I still could write lyrics, and that was, if is that all I could do, then I was happy. I could at least do that, and really spend time on my lyrics, because I can sometimes rush them a bit. The first EP, I definitely rushed them. Second EP, I took my time while I could. So I think that definitely, I think if anything from the pandemic, it gave us more time. I think anyone would agree with that.
I like how you're talking about the coronavirus in the past tense, by the way. Um, I really hope that that this will be behind us very shortly, so we can get back.
It would definitely be behind us. It's about being patient, waiting, following the rules, being safe, and don't be silly.
Be positive. We're saying it as past tense because we're positive, we're hopeful. It'll be gone soon. Fingers crossed.
I'm sure some of our viewers are dying to hear some of your stuff, so let's take a listen to some of the new music featured on your upcoming EP project entitled Normal.
I was so naive to ever even think that life would always be just a little breeze. But instead this breeze feels more like brewing thunder. A headache after vodka, I'm smothered underwater. Can't breathe, can't feel. Tears stream, can't breathe, can't feel. Tears stream, can't breathe, can't feel. Tears stream. Love, can you help me? I'm stuck in the water now. I'm stuck in the water now. Love, drown me. I'm stuck in the water, going down. I'm stuck in the water now. Love, drown me. I'm stuck in the water, going down. I'm stuck in the water now. Love, drown me. I'm stuck in the water. Can't breathe, can't swim. Stuck in the water now. I was so mistaken to ever even think that life would always guide and hold me when I cried. But instead this guidance seemed to lead me nowhere. I'm trapped inside this nightmare and breathing without air. Can't breathe, can't feel. Tears stream, can't breathe, can't feel. Tears stream.
Wow. So tell us about your collaboration and your inspiration for this track.
I was so excited when Sal sent me the song, because it was just everything I've been waiting for. It was so different as well, because it was calmer, and I wanted to do a slower song for a while after the first EP, and Drowning. As soon as I heard it, I thought of water, because it just the beat of it makes you feel like the water's carrying you away. And this song actually is all about mental health. I mean, a lot of the songs are. This one specifically more about the anxieties or depression holding you down, the drowning, the water's pulling you down, like you feel like there's no escape. And it was just a really, really different song to do with Sal, and I really enjoyed it. And I think whoever's heard it so far, and all the viewers now, I really hope you felt the same way, because it was just one of my favorite ones to do.
Yeah, it was a great beat. I actually wrote this track thinking about my sad previous experience just in life and our relationship.
The next track we're going to listen to is entitled Mindful.
Feeding your tongue like a child at a party, but you won't even know how it caused such a heartache where you blindly make a massive grave in your belly. You still feel hunger from the ads on the telly as the tears of the angels run through your veins. Take one more bite of the bleeding remains before you throw it away. No one's asking you to change, but you spare these lives. Could you just let it be? Could you spare the lies for a small deficiency? Could you spare the lies for the sake of humanity? Could you spare the lives of the innocent?
Sad enough, so he says goodbye. There's no more tears to cry, and it'll only be you to blame. As the pain of the angel runs through your soul, you think, man, I wish I was never born at all. So could you spare these lives? Could you just let it be? Could you spare the lives and let them be free? Could you spare the lives for the sake of humanity? Could you spare the lives of the innocent?
Everything you do leaves traces, and everything you see in the space is so beautiful.
Just think for a minute, stop for a minute. Try and remember how to harmonize together. Remember to be kind, remember to be given. Remember not everyone is happy to be living. Everything you do can be traced back to you, so be careful how you live. Treat others with respect and spare the lives of the innocent.
What you gonna do to make a change? Everything you do leaves traces, and everything you see in the space is so beautiful. So what you gonna do to make a difference in this place?
Wow, the words and the message is really deep. What inspired you to write this song?
This song was really, really different again. I'll probably say this about all the songs, but this one specifically because it was the first time I tried to rap. And I say rap lightly because it's still sort of more spoken word than rap. But I actually wrote this song on the train, and I was hiding my phone while I was writing it because I didn't want other people to think I was a bit odd, by reading what I was writing. They wouldn't really understand. But yeah, this song is actually really, really close to my heart because the first verse is very different to the second verse. It tells two stories, and the first verse is all about being environmentally friendly, and I'm plant-based myself, so it's all about being plant-based and not trying to force it on anyone, but it's just I just wanted to try and be an advocate in one way that I could. And the second verse is more about bullying and how I'm so against it. And the actual term mindful was something Sal came up with, because I thought of mindful as in like being mindful, be more mindful in these two areas. But Sal was like, what about mindful as in like, you know, you're not being mindful because you're a fool, you
Love
know?
it. Love it.
And I thought that was just really, really cool. So yeah, we used that as the title of the song, and it's really quirky. Again, it's very different.
So, anything to add?
Well, the track actually, I started to create this piece music. It's just with a couple of electric piano chords, and from there, from just two chords, I just developed the whole song. And I never thought actually what sort of kind of vocals Kachina could actually use on these, but she definitely nailed brilliantly, and she was great. And the lyrics are so deep, and I'm really happy about that.
That is one problem of mine. I can sometimes be a bit too deep when it comes to things, but that's why I like writing lyrics. I can express myself that way.
These are the times to be deep. You know, as we spoke about, with all of this time we have on our hands, with the, you know, again with the pandemic and lockdown, it gives us more thinking space, and, you know, for better or for worse, right?
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
Our final preview is of the title track, Normal.
You're normal. Please prove it. What's normal? Why don't you show me? You're normal. How oh so bland. You poor soul. Please let me save you. You're normal. Take my hand. I'll help you. Save you from that hell. You'll see there's so much more to live for when there's color in your well. No more pretending that you're black and have no soul. Destroy that normal and you'll see you'll be reborn. Come out your dark unknown and show us what you got. 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 You're normal. Please prove it. What's normal? Nobody knows. You're normal. How oh so sad. Don't worry. I'll be your friend.
Great track. I'm loving the bouncy club vibes. Why was Normal chosen for the name of the EP? And can you tell us more about your vision and message for the project as a whole?
Normal is just sarcastic, really. It's like we were psychic, honestly, when we wrote it, because we wrote it before the pandemic,
Right.
and come at a time where literally nothing in this world is normal right now. So it works really well. However, this EP is more about mental health and things like that. And this track, again, like Fighting with Fire, is the umbrella for all the other tracks, because it just sort of says that all these mental health things that we have, and all these issues you might be struggling with, that's okay, and that's normal in a sense, because everyone's struggling with something, and it's okay to be different, and it's boring to be normal, really. That I've always said that, I know I'm weird, and I know our music is different and it's not going to be everyone's cup of tea, but at the end of the day, we're doing what we love, and I think it's brilliant to be your own normal, as long as you're enjoying the process and you're happy, then it really doesn't matter how you come across. Life is to be enjoyed, and if this pandemic's taught us anything, is that you shouldn't take any moment for granted.
Right.
This project, it kind of embraced the same kind of principle in terms of diversity, like the first EP. Different styles, different genres. So it will be a nice surprise as well, because there's a lot of ideas in terms of vocals and beats.
And this is like, the music again isn't normal either. We are really proud to put this out there, and we're really excited for everyone to finally hear it.
What advice would you give to new and upcoming artists?
I think, one, don't doubt yourself, because I know that sounds really cliche because everyone says that, but it's so true. I really believe that you have to fully 100%, not 99%, 100% believe that it can happen, and it will, but you do have to work for it. Like, you can't just sit there and hope it will come to you on a plate. Yeah, when it comes down to it, put the work in. Don't doubt yourself, and just put yourself out there as much as you can.
Sal?
I think people just need to, first of all, you need to have passion, real passion, and not taking for granted that just making music makes you famous. So put a lot of your passion into and believe in it, and have a lot of fun, because if you don't have fun, it means that there is something wrong with that, what you're doing.
Well, thank you for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure catching up with you both. Myself and the team here at NexGen are excited about continuing to work with you over the coming months and hopefully years.
Yeah, thank you so much for asking us these questions. I've been really looking forward to getting people to understand, the meaning behind our music, and even if we have one meaning, it can mean something else for someone else. So we hope other people can relate to it and feel a sense of comfort, a sense of not feeling so alone. And that's all we would like to get out of our music, really, just making people feel less alone and something they can jam to, really, as well.
Thank you for sharing our music and anything actually which has been behind the build-up of our project, and we are absolutely delighted at all your support, and we're looking forward to make more and more people happy and dancing.
Yeah, and thank you for all the hard work you put into our music as well. I know the way we work isn't normal either. Our board isn't normal, but that's what makes us us, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But yeah, thank you so much.